MC. She recently won the Comedy 101 contest here at the Underground Laugh Lounge last year. She is a mother and a teacher with a heart of gold, but a brain of fog. Please welcome Kristen Baker.
Hello, welcome to the Underground Laugh Lounge. Are you guys ready to have a good time? Oh man, you guys are in for it. It is an amazing night. Give it up for your feature coming up, Drew Davis. Can we give a round of applause for him? And we know why you're here to see your headliner, Etta. Give her a round of applause. Hilarious. Now, before we get started, there's a few housekeeping things we need to go over. So while you're here, eat, drink, be merry, okay? The more you drink, the funnier we are. So, chug, okay? And please be sure to tip your servers really well. They work so hard. They're so sweet, okay? And those little blue lights are super, super helpful. If you need anything, you can just turn on the little switch at the bottom and they will come and talk to you. And we need to make sure that my husband does not know these exist, because that's his dream. You just flip a switch and a woman will come and do your bidding. So now you are going to need the restrooms, especially if you're like me and a woman of a certain age and we have to say a little prayer before we sneeze. You know who you are. Yeah, so the bathrooms are right back here. You're just going to look for the door that has Lucille Ball or Richard Pryor, okay? And while you're here, we want to make sure that we are respectful of each other and the performers. So as Will said, let's make sure we turn off all of our cell phones, okay? And we want to make sure that we keep the table talk to a minimum, the laughter to a maximum. All right, yes. And let's see, one last thing. What was it? See, this is the thing. Has anybody reached the perimenopause stage? Okay. Yes. Yeah, Oprah called it the season of chaos. Yep. Yeah, so I was writing down symptoms for my dog, or my dog. See, there's the brain fog. I had written down Brian fog instead of brain fog. Yeah. And I just thought I'm going to leave that as medical evidence. Yeah. He just reminded me, we're going to talk about birthdays. That's what we're going to do. Before we do that, no heckling is allowed, or you have to deal with that Sasquatch-looking dude. Okay? And as my students say, you do not want that smoke. You do not. Okay. Yes. Anybody celebrating anything? Birthdays? Oh, what's happening? Birthday? Birthday? Okay, we don't have to say the age. You can just say 29. That's what my mom says. I'm selling my 21st birthday. It's fine. Thank you so much for spending your birthday with us. Give it a round of applause for the birthday girl. Yeah, so I am your little comedy appetizer for this evening. You are in for a full course meal of laughter. Are you ready to have a good time? Yes. Okay, awesome. So, as he mentioned, I am a teacher, a high school teacher, on purpose. Are there any other teachers here? Oh, a couple back there. Okay, so we're coming off of spring break, okay? And we've got summer on the horizon. Now, if you would have met us in January on a Friday night after teaching kids all week, you would have been like, oh, look, a meth mugshot with legs. Yeah. It's tough out here, yeah. Now, are there any bosses? You have employees, managers? Okay, there's some. Okay, so bosses and teachers and parents, really, all have one thing in common. When we hear the song, Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting, we think, not everybody. Yeah. No. Some of those cats were fast as lightning, and others, some of them were just annoyed they had to be there and they wanted to take a nap. That's just how it goes. Speaking of being annoyed and needing a nap, let's talk about my husband. Okay. So we're getting ready to celebrate our 28th wedding anniversary. Wow. 30 years together. Yes, thank you so much. I earned all of that applause. But you should pray for him, because I'm a lot. I really am. Okay. Are there any other opposites attract? I see some couples. Anybody opposites attract? You guys are totally different, but love each other. Yeah. Oh, nope, she's shaking her head. No, they're just identical twins. I'm not sure. So if you are with a couple, or this works for best friends too, you can just point. Okay, so who's the extrovert? Okay, you're pointing. Okay, who's the introvert? Okay, yep, works for besties too. Okay, who is the scheduled list maker? Okay, and then who's the spontaneous free spirit? Just there to have a good time. Pointing. Okay, who's the backseat driver? And the bad driver. Okay, now we know. Okay, that's just how it works. I don't make the rules. Yeah, my husband and I are opposites in every way. He could sleep through a tornado, and a ladybug could fart outside, and I'm up for the day. Just fresh as a daisy. Yeah. He says 3 things drive him crazy that just hold him back in life. His pet peeves are schedules, lists, and pants. His pet peeves. Yeah, I love to-do lists on a level that is concerning, you guys. They're like my opioids. Sometimes I just make to-do lists and I check it off and I get a little fix. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Now, I love people. I really do. Like, I could sit down next to any of you for 5 minutes and just be inspired by like how you overcame an obstacle, or like how you love your family, or like why your aunt and your mom aren't talking to each other right now because they got a fight over cilantro. I'm here for all the tea. Okay, I love people. I have some bad news. My husband doesn't know any of you, but he's already annoyed that you exist. It's not you, it's just you're on his planet. He's got stuff to do. It's so hard, yeah. You know that part in the Marvel movie where Thanos snaps his fingers and half the population disappears? I heard him sigh in relief. I was grieving the loss of the main characters, and he leans over and he's like, oh, the lines at Chipotle would be so much more manageable. Yeah. Now, I am school smart, and he is street smart, right? Like, we will survive the apocalypse because he will MacGyver us through it. I will be completely useless. Completely, right? Now, I could write you an original sonnet in perfect iambic pentameter. I also once asked our blind neighbor where she parks her car. Think about it. There you go. Yeah. A couple of people took the scenic route, but they got there. She can't, but they did. Oh, is that too much? I'm sorry. Yeah, and then when I asked her about her car, she looked at, well, she turned towards me. And she said, I don't drive. That would be a danger to myself and others. I said, I stand corrected. I was sitting, but it felt rude to correct her at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you would think I wouldn't be this ditzy and dumb with like all the overtime I'm putting in up here. Any other overthinkers in the audience? Oh, you're pointing. Oh, yes, overthinker, just like a beehive, right? Never shuts up. Okay, yeah, just like in overdrive all the time. Very overactive imagination. It's a lot. And some of them did not respond because they were overthinking about whether or not they should respond and would call attention. And then at 3 a.m. they're gonna wake up and rehearse like 7 different scenarios of what they should have done just now. I love you, I see you, you're my people. Okay? Yes. Now let me give you a little glimpse for the rest of you who are not overthinkers, what our lives are like. Okay, so a couple weeks ago I was in Shipshewana. Any fans of Shipshewana? We love it. Amish capital of the world. We love it. So I was in an antique store, and in walked an older, sort of wizened-looking Asian woman, and she pointed right at me, and she said, "Finish her." She did. This really happened, okay? And like the lights shifted. They shifted in some way, okay? And the Mortal Kombat theme came from somewhere, okay? Somebody played it, okay? And I start panicking, okay? Because she's coming at me menacingly. Finish her. Right? And I've never been in a fight in my life. I did Taibo in the 90s. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? Okay, so I'm overthinking because I'm like, I have to defend myself. It's like Mrs. Miyagi or me, right? Like, nobody else is going to give my dog his medicine. Okay, so I just like start panicking and I think, okay, what would my students do? And they try to like pump themselves up and they'd be like, this B word's going down, but that's not me. And plus she didn't look like a B word. She looked like she might be like an unlikely mentor that would have some deep spiritual insight into my future, And so I'm just panicking and she's still coming at me. And so I just sort of put my purse behind me, like I was preparing for battle. I don't know what that was, that's just what I did. And then I became like a video game avatar for just like a second, from what I knew from Taibo. That was all I had, right? And then as she gets closer, I realize she was saying furniture. Furniture. That's what she was saying. Yeah. So then I just took 2 steps to the left and let her take in a finely crafted oak table. She loved it. Mrs. Miyagi was a big fan. And then I went home and I went to a shame spiral and I read 2 books on implicit bias and racial profiling. I had some work to do. I did. Yeah. But overthinking can come in handy. It can, okay? So, do you ever just, let me give you some examples. So do you ever like come up with backstories to help you be more empathetic and not as irritable with people? Like, if somebody's speeding, you're like, oh, somebody's in labor, that kind of stuff. So is everybody okay if I talk about one of my pet peeves? Are we okay if we talk about truck testicles for just a minute? Is everybody okay? Okay. Truck nuts, you've seen this. Yeah, she's upset like I am. Yes. So it's a lot. So I live in Osceola, Indiana, which is apparently the truck nuts capital of the world. Lucky me. They're everywhere. And I try to be a kind person. Like, I love Jesus. Like, I want to be a kind person. And this was just, I tell my students, listen, stop fighting with the people that push your buttons. Get rid of your button so nobody can push it. Well, these truck nuts were just sitting right on the button I didn't know I had. And I was just really struggling. Okay, so listen, guys, like, I'm not here to judge you. I'm married to a set. They gave me my daughter. Super grateful. It's just, I don't want to see your diesel danglers when I'm in the drive-thru. I don't. And it's not my job to judge. That's God's job. But he and I do talk every day, and sometimes I know what he's thinking. And he tucked those little prunes way down there, out of sight. Okay, they're functional. They're not aesthetic. Okay, so I don't know why we're doing this. So I was in a very caring place with truck nuts. So here's what I came up with. Are you guys ready? Okay, so all of these men with truck nuts are a part of a tragic group of testicular cancer survivors. They had to make the harrowing choice between keeping their huevos machos and walking their daughters down the aisles, and they chose life. They did. And then they had their family jewels Han Solo'd into carbonite, okay? And then exaggerated because they're guys, right? And that's what's on the back of their trucks. I know, see? And now I just want to get like a little purplish, pinkish, sometimes grayish, slightly hairy ribbon to wear for solidarity. Nothing matter, okay? And maybe we can have like a 5K, and all the runners can have like a netted bag of cookies. Show our support. Hashtag dads without nads. That is all my time for you guys on your little appetizer. Well, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, and he brought his warm weather with him. Give it up for your feature, Drew Davis.
What's up, gang? One more time for Amazing Nose Kristen. Let's hear it, girl.